because before I went live, I wasn't able to grow my business. People didn't know who I was. They didn't connect with me. So it was a lost opportunity without the lives.
It's Coffee Social, the podcast all about social media and business. And now, here are your hosts, Jonathan Howard and Mimi Langley.
Hey, everyone. Hi, Jonathan Howard.
Hello, Mimi Langley. How are you?
I'm feeling really good. Was I on point there? Or would, like, if you were an American Idol judge, would you not pass me over to the Hollywood week?
If you were if I was an American Idol judge, nobody would make it to the Hollywood week. So, yeah.
There's that.
There's that. How's everybody doing? Yay.
I am so stinking excited for this episode because I love going live. And I love going live on Instagram. So I think it's going to be a powerful episode. If you have not, leveraged this, you're going to want to stick around. But before we do, cheers, everyone. Grab your coffee.
Grab our coffee. Cheers.
Cheers, Jonathan. Oh, that looks really dark.
It's not. I mean, it's a little dark for me.
You know, mine actually looks like yours. Look at the camera. Oh, can you see before? I don't want to spill it.
Don't spill it. Yeah.
Yeah. But my husband, he was listening to a podcast and they were talking about like mushroom cream. I don't even know. So anyways, I have like mushrooms in my coffee. It's supposed to help.
No, thank you.
Real quick though, I wanted to say something, and it actually aligns with going live.
Mm-hmm.
And you might not be down with this, but at the time of us recording this, you guys, first of all, we're recording this on Total Eclipse Day. Last night was...
I was turning around. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I saw you turn.
Yeah.
That was very good, by the way. 10 stars. No, last night was WrestleMania. You know about WrestleMania? Like wrestling, like The Rock?
Where like grown adults run out on stage in their underwear and pretend they're beating each other up.
Listen, yes,
like that?
But it's entertainment, and it's like, it's something maybe you don't know this about me, Jonathan, I don't think you do, but I was very into wrestling when I was younger. Like, we're talking like 2000, like 1999, like the good wrestling, like Stone Cold and The Rock, and anywho, last night was so good, and it made me think about the power of live entertainment, the power of going live, and like giving your audience something extra special. So that's why I brought it up, because it was so good, you guys. Okay.
But it's not really live. It's pretty much filmed. It's fake.
But
you know
it's
it's
live.
fake, right?
Like, it's live. Like, someone, if they break their bone, it's not like, there is no editing. Like, when it's live, it's live. You can watch it later.
It could be a fake broken bone.
Oh my gosh. You can fake anything, even if you're on live, Instagram live.
Exactly. I've seen people do it.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But real quick, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself before we dive in?
Oh, there's that. Yeah. My name is Jonathan Howard. I'm the owner of Success on Social, and I help successful female coaches reach their ideal clients on social media by telling their story, reaching their tribe, and changing the world, all those fun things. I will never get my introduction right, ever.
And that's
Over to you,
okay.
Mimi.
Like, you are a professional. You just keep it rolling. That's all we want for people. That's it.
That's right.
Hey everyone, I'm Mimi Langley. I teach women in business how to host rooms, how to moderate on social audio. That includes LinkedIn audio and Clubhouse. It's a great way to gain visibility, make sales.
I was trying to make you mess up on
Okay,
yours.
first of all, you can't do that to Mimi Langley, okay?
Trying to make you mess up on yours.
I
That's
am
all.
Beyonce. You do not do that to Beyonce.
Okay.
But okay, so let's talk about this. Real quick, if you're here for kind of like confidence tips on camera, we have a whole episode dedicated to being confident on camera. So we encourage you, we'll put the link specifically for that episode in the show notes below. But just so you know, okay, let's talk about this, Jonathan. Why go live? Like, what are the benefits, specifically Instagram live, because that's what we're talking about today. But no one really talks about going live on Instagram. Like, what do you say?
So, live has not been a key aspect of what you've been doing on Instagram for a little bit, but it's still a really powerful way for you to connect with your audience. Your audience wants to see the real person. They want to see who you are, what you do, why it matters to them. All of those things are really key for them, and they can see that much easier when you're there live, when it's not a filtered post, when it's not something that you were able to edit and make the way that you exactly want it. If you can show up live and be yourself, that's a huge win. And that is something that I credit towards me being able to grow my business. Because before I went live, I wasn't able to grow my business. People didn't know who I was. They didn't connect with me. So it was a lost opportunity without the lives.
I will say, I agree with you. I feel like, yeah, sure, you're connecting with them through your reels and your, carousels and all that and your stories. But there's something, again, when the other person on the other end knows, wow, like Mimi is actually sitting there right now at 12 o'clock talking to me live, like it's just something extra special. And you can communicate back and forth really, relatively easily, depending on how large your live is, but you can connect with your listeners and your audience and, answer questions. And it's just a lot of fun. I was going to say, oh my gosh, what was I going to say? Oh yeah. You mentioned about like, for me going live, it's like, I don't have to, you're not editing. You know what I mean? It's like, when we do a reel, it's like sometimes we'll have like, 4 takes of what we're trying to say. But when you're live, it's just like it comes out and it's almost like it's supposed to come out the way it's supposed to come out.
Exactly. And if you flub it up, and guess what? You can just, wrong thing. I messed up. I had to say this, and that's okay. People expect that on a live because you're live and it's real. And that, again, goes back to the power of going on live videos and actually showing up. And another great thing about it is you can collaborate on live videos with people on Instagram. So Mimi and I just went live for the podcast and we were on the same live. So if Mimi was terrified of going live, she at least had somebody to back her up. So you could do that as well.
Yeah, and it's not a lot of bells and whistles involved. Do you know what I mean? Because you can collaborate on reels and things like that, but I mean, it's just like, just press a button and boom, press another button and boom, we're together on the screen, right? We're live. Right. So
yep, up to 4 people. That's 4.
I like it when
Not
it's
3,
4
4
because Instagram makes you look smaller on the screen when there's. Okay, let's kick it off before we dive into all the goods. Okay, let's talk a little bit about preparation. I'm always curious, like what you do to prepare for a live. I have a few things here, but I'll throw it to you first.
Outline. Make sure I have, if I need a link. And usually I try to run through it at least once. And if I can't run through the entire thing at least once, I run through my intro just so I feel comfortable at the beginning of the live and I'm ready to go. And then the only other thing is if I'm feeling really uncomfortable, I put on some music that I really like. I dance around for 5 minutes and I get all that extra energy out of me. And then I sit down and do the live. And that's all I need.
Okay, so just real quick for music, is it Pink? Because you love Pink.
Sometimes it's Pink, sometimes it's Sia, sometimes sometimes it's Billy Joel.
You want to do a little bit
Paul
of
Simon.
Well, you want to
Who
do a
knows?
little bit of an impromptu dance right now?
No,
for us?
nope,
Oh,
sorry.
Okay. I got shut down, you guys. Remember, rejection is God's protection. Okay.
For everybody watching on YouTube.
So, okay, for me, when it comes to preparing, one of the big ones, because I'm thinking, I'm coming from the world of social audio, that's live, period. Obviously you don't see our face, but you're speaking live. So I'm always like, make sure you have a good connection because there's nothing worse than just being, pausing and people are like, what's happening? They think it's their app doing it and they leave and chances of them coming back, so check your connection for sure if you're able to. I mean, I know we can't control our Wi-Fi and all that, but and the other one would be, you mentioned a link, have a link ready to go. Like I am ready to go. Like I will have that link in the notes section on my phone and I already have it copied and ready to be pasted.
Yep. And you can also do now, ManyChat has an automation for lives that you can have people drop a keyword when you're on live and it will send them the link that you want. So they don't have to remember or click the link or anything like that. In the training that I gave you inside the membership, Mimi.
Well, we'll talk about your membership. It's linked below, by the way. You guys have to get in there, okay? There's so many resources. It's amazing. First of all, I didn't know ManyChat did that.
Yep.
That's a beautiful add-on.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. So for anyone who's not using ManyChat, at least be ready to go because when you're live, you want to focus in on your message, right? You are basically broadcasting to people and people, you don't want to lose them if you're just trying to do a lot of housekeeping. So have your links ready to go. What about this one, Jonathan, real quick before we move forward? What about your goal? Do you ever have a goal when you're going live?
Yeah, I mean, I always try to have a goal with any type of content that I put out. Now, the goal when going live may be to record a piece of content for another piece of content. So I may just be going on to record something so that I can use it in another piece of content. That might be my goal. Or I might want to get 5 people signed up for my program. It really depends, but I always recommend that you have a goal for each piece of content, because then you can measure if your time is worth it. If you say, I want to go live and I'm going to go live for 15 minutes and I want 5 people to sign up for my program, and you spent that 15 minutes prepping and the 15 minutes on and you get nobody, maybe it's not worth the time that you're spending on it. So there might be other ways that are getting you better ROI, and you can use those ways. So.
Okay, I love that. I mean, it's true. I love that. And last thing I'll say, and you tell me, last thing for preparation. Make sure if you are going to use this live later, make sure you are able to archive it. Can you just tell people about this?
Yeah. So you just want to make sure that you have your archives turned on, your live archive turned on, because when you get to the end of the live, you're going to click delete and you're going to be like, okay, I hope that doesn't go anywhere. And it won't if you have your live archive turned on. So you just go into your archives, you search for the live one, you make sure that you've got things saving there. If not, you can go into your settings and set live archiving on. And that will save your archive for 30 days. So you can use that video for 30 days.
Yeah, I'm so paranoid about it because there's sometimes when I've gone live and it's so good and it doesn't save because I didn't have it on. So that's why I'm throwing this PSA out to you guys. And also, real quick, do you recommend people post it to their feed? I don't know if you want to jump into that right now, but it could be a quick answer.
So the quick answer is no, because it goes in with all the other reels. And the thing is, if it's a long live, like a 30-minute live, nobody's going to watch it when they come across it in the reels. That's immediately going to go scroll past it. So what I recommend people do when they're using it on Instagram especially, grab a piece of it that's really powerful, really useful, might help your audience, and put that in as a reel. And that is kind of the piece that you use.
Okay.
And I think you saw one that I did, Mimi, from the class that I taught last Wednesday. And I was talking about take 3, and I created that as a reel from the much larger clip that I had, and then used that. And I mean, it got 2,000 views. So, hey, winning.
That is winning. Hashtag winning. Well, that was Charlie Sheen, right? Charlie Sheen said winning. Remember that?
I think so.
Day? Okay, anyways.
Back in the day.
Okay,
back in the day.
Let's jump into some tips when it comes to going live on camera. I'm just going to throw out one, and that is familiarize yourself with what you're working with. I always talk about that if you're using LinkedIn audio, if you're using Clubhouse, really it applies to anywhere you want to show up, especially if you're showing up live, right? Because you're live. And so I would say you can even do, I don't know if you recommend this, Jonathan, but I don't think it hurts anything. Can you do a test run? Can you do a test live?
You can do a test live, and you can do a test live on Instagram really easily. What you do is you go into your plus, you're going to hit the live, and then you have the option to share with everybody, which is a public live, practice, which is a practice live, so you don't have to go live. It'll just show up to you and anybody you share the link with. And then you can also do one with your subscribers if you've got subscribers set up.
Wow. Okay, guys, I don't know if you knew that. I did not know that there was a practice live round. So it's literally every single thing is there that would be there if it was a real live.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow.
It also tells you how many of your followers are actively online at the time that you want to go live. So right now, if I went live, there'd be 645 active followers on. So I don't know where that fits normally for me, but I could track that and see where it falls at different times of the day.
That's so smart. Pay attention to that data. Even if it's right, usually they don't put the data like that, boom, right there. But I love that feature. And I feel like that's new. But anyways, you said that's been around for a while.
It's been around forever, but it might be new to your account. So you never know.
True. Okay. Some more tips. I have one here. Honestly, the point for me when I go live, obviously, it's to show up in a different way, grab maybe same people or new people. But I really love just kind of making it extra special and shouting people out that are in my community that I normally wouldn't, shout out. So I like utilizing comments, the comments section, again, familiarizing yourself with what you have to work with. But the comment section, I'm in there all day long.
Yeah. And the other thing that Mimi learned that she needed to do is wave to people the other day.
Yes.
And you can wave to anybody on the live. All you have to do is you tap the title of your live up at the top, and it'll drop down who's on the live at that moment. And anybody that you haven't waved to, you can just tap wave and it waves to them. And that's a great way to greet them into the live without breaking the flow of what you're saying. So it's always nice to wave people. You can also invite people into your live by sending it out using the airplane, just like we send any other post out on Instagram. So there's lots of different things that you can do to get people into your live.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Okay, let's talk about that because we are talking about tips. So let's talk about strategy. So how do you, like one of them was see how many people are currently active. I think that's a great idea just to look at that number in the first place. But how else would you kind of attract people?
We kind of teased this tip earlier, but doing collaborations on lives. So getting 3 people that are standard on the live and then rotating a 4th person out, because every time somebody new joins a live, Instagram sends out a new notification. So if you have somebody joining new for a 10-minute segment and you're doing a 40-minute live, you're going to be able to get new people in every 10 minutes. And that's a win because it's going to send a notification that Mimi's going live with Jonathan, then Mimi's going live with Lalo, then Mimi's going live with Rima, and it's going to send those out and people are going to be like, oh, Mimi's going live, so let's go see what Mimi's got going on. So that's a great tip, rotating that 4th seat out. Another thing you can do, honestly, plan it, talk about it.
Right.
You can schedule your live in Instagram and it'll show up on right below your profile. Schedule it and it shows up. That's a great way to get people there. You can also, once you schedule it, use a sticker in your stories to promote it.
My gosh, those are like the big 3. That's huge.
I'm good at this.
You are really good at this. This is why I'm part of your membership. Come on. Where would I be without you? Like, I'm really trying to dive back into doing more lives because I see that they're, why not? That's my thing. Why not? It's great. And it's great because we're going to talk about repurposing. Okay. So
right after the commercial break,
yes,
right?
Jonathan, we have to jump into the commercial. I was trying to build suspense.
Oh, you're building suspense. Sorry.
I'm trying
stand back
here.
I will stand back here.
We're going to talk about repurposing. This is one of the biggest reasons
repurposing, Mimi.
It's not even just about going live, but what you can do with it afterwards. So don't worry so much about the actual live attendance, right? What can we do with it afterwards? It's a piece of content. So let's jump into our commercial break. This is what keeps the lights on. So we'd love to roll it.
All right, roll it. Tired of being overlooked on social media? Ready to be seen in the crowded marketplace? Attract your ideal clients and increase your impact. The Signature membership combines all the tools you need to level up your presence, share your powerful stories, and have a bigger impact in the world. See the link to join in the show notes.
Is social media starting to feel like crickets for you lately? No engagement, no likes. Hello, does anyone see this? Is anyone out there? What if I told you that social audio, aka audio marketing, could be the game changer that your business needs? Hi, it's Mimi Langley here, and I teach all about social audio. And right now I have a brand new training all about LinkedIn audio. Yes, LinkedIn has social audio. Learn how LinkedIn audio operates and the strategies you'll need to gain visibility, make sales, and grow your email list in under 60 minutes. Check the description for a link.
Welcome back, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed. Actually, we got a comment. Where are you, Jonathan?
I'm over here.
We got a comment from somebody who said that they love our commercial breaks. They find it just so entertaining.
We got to come up with new commercials then. We've been running the same one for a little bit.
They've enjoyed them. Anyways, the links are in the show notes below if you're interested. Okay, let's jump into, we're going to talk about, to wrap this episode up, we're going to talk about repurposing your live. And so, Jonathan, I would love for you to take it away. Like, what the heck can I do when I'm done with my live?
You could just save it in your live archive and never touch it, which is probably not the best use of your time. You could download it from your live archive and find the best maybe 3 clips from it and use those clips as reels later on. You could download the entire thing, obviously, and then put it into something like Otter AI, get a transcript for it, and use that transcript as the basis for a new blog. You could use it in a carousel. You could use it in your stories to promote something. You can use a live for pretty much anything that you use video for. You can find the parts that are useful. You can find the things that you need, the things that are like, oh my God, that's such an aha moment, and use that. You can also take the lives and take your tips that you really use and use them as an outline for a clubhouse room.
Wow. I mean,
There you go.
seriously though, like I'm looking at our notes. I'm like, do I have anything to add? Hold on. Nope.
Well, when I was doing clubhouse rooms every day, I would have a carousel. I'd have a single post. I'd have my outline for the room, and then I'd have reels that would build off of that later on. So I had many times 6 or 7 pieces of content from one room.
Right.
And a live is the same thing.
This is so good. And by the way, when you say download, does it work the same as if I was downloading my Instagram stories? Like it saves right on the photos,
Right on the phone.
on my
Yep.
phone.
Yep.
And you said that I only have access to it for 30 days.
Well, you can download it for 30 days. Once it's not in there, you can't download it anymore. But if you've downloaded it, it's there. You've got it. You're good to go.
Okay. That's a good tip too, just because a lot of us can be slow when it go, like we know what we want to do, but
Yeah,
like
and
we're
then
just
we miss
slow at
it.
doing that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We don't want you to miss the boat. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna wrap up this episode because honestly, that was it. You hit every nail on the dot when it comes to repurposing, like what you can do. And I love when you talk about transcribing, like that was a whole nother level, right? You could even use some of that content inside of an email if you wanted to, you guys. I mean, there's so many ways you can repurpose a live now that you know. And just in case you didn't know, now you know. But Jonathan, real quick, as we wrap up, I would love for you to tell us one like horror story of being on Instagram Live. Yes, I'm putting you on the spot. Like, is there anything that
Does it
you're
have
just
to
like?
be does it have to be my story, or does it have to be Becky's story? Because Becky has a really good one. Do you remember Becky?
I remember Becky. Yes, whichever one you.
Yeah. When you end, most people don't know how to end a live. So when you get to the end of a live, most people, especially if it's their first one, they're looking around the screen. They're going, how do I, and they can't find it. And the way that you end a live is by tapping the X in the top corner. And it's that simple. It'll ask you if you want to end the live. You say yes, and it ends the live. But most people don't know how to do it. So they're searching at and I can't show you guys, obviously, that are listening, but they're searching on their phone so close that they can't see it, and all people see is their eyebrows. It's hilarious. But it happens to everybody.
That's a moment though too. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's like it could also be used to your advantage because it just makes you like even more relatable in some ways. You know what I'm saying? Like not always, but like I think it's funny. But yes,
Yeah.
I know if you're on a call with like Tony Robbins or like Oprah or something, you're not going to want to be like, hold on, Oprah. I'm going to
Hold on,
out.
I can't find the X button. Yeah.
And for you, Jonathan, I mean, you're an Instagram strategist, so it's like you have to know where that X button is. Like there's no excuses. Oh my
No
gosh, that's
excuses.
hilarious. You know what's so funny though, real quick, just because I used to intern for like a TV news station. I wanted to be like, you know, your news reporter, but for entertainment. But, you know, I was in the local news department for my city. Anyways, something they always taught us when we were live on camera was like literally just smile until like, you're right, like until we know for sure it's done. So like when I ended the live earlier today, I was like this. Just because it's like, if you're going to catch me, I'm going to be smiling and pretending everything's working. So anyways,
Yeah, that's not
little
what
tip.
Becky did in that reel. Becky cursed at the
goodness.
screen in that reel.
You're not off air until you're off the app, period. Like, you
Yeah.
guys, be careful. Okay,
careful.
we'll go ahead. This was so fun. I really, really love this. And I hope we hope this encouraged you to give Instagram Lives a try if you haven't already. Jonathan, do you want to go ahead and tell people like where they can find us?
I would love to tell people where they can find us. They can find us on any podcasting platform. We are officially like everywhere. So anywhere you listen to podcasts, you can find us. And we would love it, absolutely love it, if you would give us a review after you listen to a couple podcasts and you love us, because you will. We're lovable. So after you listen to a few podcasts, if you love us, write a review. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you'd love to hear. But you can do that right on Apple Podcasts, and it's a great way to just let us know that we're doing okay for you, or you want to hear us do something different. You can also listen to us on YouTube. We have an Instagram channel, and Mimi just opened the OnlyFans for the podcast. Back to you, Mimi.
What are we going to do on OnlyFans?
I don't know.
We can show our nail beds. Anyways, that's an inside joke. If you've been a listener for a while, you know what we're talking about. Okay, you guys, we're going to go ahead and end it with the most important question of them all. And that is, I mean, really, it's not hard to think about. Are you team Mimi or...
Why would you be Team Mimi? You should be Team
Because I'm
Jonathan.
Beyonce. Are you Beyonce or are you not Beyonce? If you're Beyonce, team Mimi.
Not Beyonce.
So you're Kelly. Just kidding.
On that note,
Thank you, everyone, for listening in. We appreciate you. Bye, everybody. Bye, Jonathan Howard.
bye, Mimi Langley. Bye, Mimi Langley.
Bye.
Couldn't get that out.
That's going to be a great ending.